Okay, let's make some more ground here. Brown is part of the normal. He's sitting in a place where he set himself up to pick up a rest if he wants it. This other option doesn't look terribly useful, so we'll go ahead with that. But as you fatigue your card pool, you end up without as many options. And there's something kind of neat about the pulsing of that. I'm trying to come up with rationales for not the existence of the pulsing, but the way the player can control it and what it might mean when you do. So here I now have not many choices. I have the choice, I could go to here with my best card. Actually, I could stick where I am and rest. That sounds good. I've got my 0. I'll do some deep breathing. No. I have my identity as well. You know, I think the breathing is a good choice for those who have it. This guy has this whole load of options, so he can play the cheapo 0 piece. Now what's interesting here is I haven't used my jelly yet for anyone. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to represent that all. I think I ought to give them little pieces to represent that. There's nothing in the game to do so. I just did my breathing, and that puts me back on brown. Let me make sure you don't see any secrets here. Oh no, there go all my bubbles. These were what I was going to use. It looks like red jelly, but I guess it could be any color. Oh, it can't be Quicksilver. Oh, somebody's got yummy blue jelly. Okay, so let's give them each a little token to represent their jelly now that they've achieved it. And that'll help me remember that they have that. Now I'm back around on brown. And brown has no option whatsoever, simply this card to play. Which gets me to the event, which isn't a bad card. It's a chance to buy stuff. And I have a chance to buy a block, some extra energy, or I can bomb myself. Oh, and what is this? Oh, it's cold. I hope the shroom tea isn't getting cold. That sounds really gross. My Fubon tea is getting chilly. I really ought to drink that. Okay. So now, what am I going to do? Do I want to block? It's a while before the next phase. But I could be in the lead. But if I do this, everybody's going to knock me off. So I'm going to play a 2-pointer. But not my bonus one. And grab some energy. And you know, I mean, we're watching the entire game here, which you could say that's kind of goofy, and yeah, it is. But I'm not sure what else to do to represent. The whole thing is sort of this abstraction of this trip, and I don't have a way of representing it other than by showing the whole thing. You know, one thought I had relating to a completely different game, but one which involves shamans and is Dragon Pass. Now that's where I probably, the whole Glorantha idea is probably where I got this kind of, oh, it's a dream quest, man. Castaneda too, but he uses the term, I believe. It's been a long time since I've read or thought about him, though, so it wouldn't really be coming from there. I get it, my things secondhand through games, usually. But I had this great hope when I first opened up Dragon Pass that there would be dream quests in it that you actually played out. There's this weird segment of the board that looks kind of like this. It's just where your spirits are stored in the game. And I was hoping there was some kind of conflict resolution that took place out there where you had to actually go into Dream Quests. This guy has no option. He only has a 1, and that's going to cost him going up to Pinky. Pinky has some options. He could get a block, or he could get screwed. He'll take a block. Now, choices. Does he want the drum? Why? This is kind of cool. Everybody else is behind me. I might end up getting some face out of this. And now we're on yellow, who has anything they want. What does yellow want? They don't want to advance this. So I'm kind of leaning towards that 2-point card. I'll use this and give myself an energy. And I need to upgrade that. And that again moves this, and somebody discarded in somebody else's pile. Hand comes back. Where are we here? Well, we could keep visiting that space. This space does me no good because I have no cards remaining there. Other spaces will destroy stuff. I'm orange. I could lose a block, or I could lose an energy. I've got the most energy, so I can probably afford to throw an energy away. But do I really want to do that? Or I could just buy more stuff. I have a handful of cards. I'll toss a 1-pointer to get here. I'm the only person who can experience this, but I'm not allowed to take, as far as I can understand, the same card I just threw out. So that's not going to happen. We only have one card. It's a 1-point space. We go somewhere we didn't really want to go. I don't have more points, so I can't move that. So now everybody's going to lose some kind of point of energy. I haven't had a choice so far. Brown has an option. I'll take this. I don't want to lose this. Well, no, I like having that movement option. I haven't used it though. And orange has a couple of movement options available. Okay, so that was pink, yellow. So yellow could get rid of a block. They don't really want to get rid of that. Getting rid of energy, it's a possibility. But the 3-point card gets us to a random space, which could be cool for me in particular. So I'm going to play this. If it comes up something that only I experience, it's kind of nifty. No. No such luck. And I can't jump off of it now if I had points to do so. So now we're facing a 5-point challenge plus... Who is this? This is yellow, so I got the turn marker on the right guy. Okay, so it's a 5-point attack on my psyche. And I can live with that, so I'm not going to get hurt. I get a couple of paradox. And then I got to give up an energy. Not thrilled with giving it up. Brown is fine as well. They'll take some psyche. And I don't want to give up too much. Over to orange. Orange is good. And we can give one of these up. And now to poor yellow, who's not so good. I'm breathing. I could avoid the test, which is probably the best I can do. So I stop breathing. That doesn't sound wise. Okay. We're on brown. And brown's got a lot of lose something pips. Now, I could blow away everybody's blocks. That's not so bad. Alternatively, pink, who I don't think is doing very well in general. I could make him lose something other than some of the paradox, which by going to any, everybody else will lose paradox. But I'm not so sure I really need to pick on him. He looks like he's having a pretty hard time of things. I like the block choice. I'm going to jump over here. I lose a block. Orange loses a block. Pink loses a block. Yellow loses a block. And this didn't really affect the order of things, but my block wasn't doing me much good up there. It might have at some point, but this felt like a good option to ditch the block there. What can I get off my jelly, damn it? I got a hard thing to remember. Jelly, jelly, jelly. But I don't mind not knowing. Focus, nervous. So the focus is pretty potent. Just dropping a couple of blocks on there for jelly. Of course, if you do that, somebody else can do it and maybe push you off the board, so it's dangerous. Avoid the effects of not having mantra. Yeah, the blocks looks like the most wealthy ability, but you kind of want to wait until you're in the face fight. I don't know why we didn't think about it last time, except I'm not good at remembering stuff. Alright, here I can get a bonus victory point if I play a 3 card, and no doubt that is exactly what I want to do. I have a decent amount of energy, I'll play this. Of course, now I've just opened things up so that everyone else is going to get to, who has a 0 available, is going to be able to grab a victory point as well. So, you know, not that big an advantage off things. However, if there are people who already played their 0, like yellow here, it's going to be harder. He might have to use his identity card to do it. Alright, I'm going to pause for a bit. Okay, we're on pink, who has no extra movement available. And nothing really within 3 that's terribly pleasant. Lose a block isn't bad, though, because I have no block. Therefore, we'll play this card and jump ahead. Now, I could have stayed here and grabbed a pip, couldn't I? I don't remember who was first there. We'll jump ahead to the lose a block, because that clears other people. It's funny because I almost feel like there's, you know, although it's a competitive game, there's almost this feeling that it should have a certain cooperative element to it, which is odd. I don't know how that would feel in a multiplayer situation, but right now, that's the impression I have. Now, why is this here? I cheated again. I went in the wrong direction. Okay, blocks go back. I don't remember who was where. It was orange and yellow, I think. And this comes back. Okay, so that is why I know. So lose a block is still available. So is the 0 get a victory point. I'm just gonna play my 0 card. Yeah, but I don't know if I played it already. Shit. I don't see a whole bunch of 0s, so I'm gonna say I don't think I did. So we'll do that. Okay, that puts us to yellow, who does not have a 0, who doesn't want to lose a block, who doesn't have additional movement, and we'll play a 2-point card so that everybody loses some of their energy. Now I am yellow. I must lose this energy. I don't particularly want this, but I don't have an option really. Brown must lose. Orange. Orange has choices. I'll take a loss here because that gives me still a movement allowance pick. And now we're back around to pink. Pink is pretty screwed. Okay, to brown. And we passed this up, but I don't know if we did it legally. I assume so. Brown does not mind blowing away the block with a 2. But my only 2 is my special 2. So we too, since we're breathing, will only move 1 space and burn energy again. And that starts with us. We were at an okay place before, but now it's getting pretty iffy. Orange, yeah, I don't want to give up too much. Pink. And finally yellow. And everybody's kind of collapsing again. And that puts us on orange. Orange does not want to lose a block. Don't particularly want to lose energy. So we're going to go 2. Move here. And we get a lose whatever you like. Okay. Well, he's got nothing good to lose. I can't choose to lose something I don't have. I must lose something I have. This is all I got. Now, I could burn my jelly to get 2 paradox, but paradox is so worthless. Over to yellow. It's like the cheap shit. Now we're back up to pink. And if we screw up on a mechanism or a mechanical action, who cares? Okay. So now I have a number of options here. All of them end up the same. Which one do I want to play a card for? I'm not breathing. So I'll throw this. And I'll just move 1 to a lose an energy. I like losing energy because I can't. And it doesn't hurt me here because it's not a challenge. So I lose an energy. Yellow's got to lose 1. Brown has to lose 1. And finally orange. Now I could go grab myself a path, or I could do the drum beat. The drum beat's not bad. A path might not be bad because it might allow me to skip all that crap. So a path it is. I go 3. 1, 2, 3. Put this here. Grab a card. I'm coming apart. Okay. Well, that's not a particularly good path. In fact, that's just a horrible path to be on. But, well, we made our error. Now we have to sleep in it. That puts us on brown. Don't particularly want to lose energy, since we're one of the couple of people who has it. I think we'd like to move quickly. The drum beat, the failure that we have there is lose an item. Is that terrible? We have a decent amount of paradox, but so does everyone else who's involved in this. He's a little low. We're not particularly in any good shape for this. The more we stretch this out, I don't know. Can jelly help me? Jelly could give me breathing. I already have breathing. but I could probably make it through 2 of these. I'm not going to end up in here with a block, though, which sucks. So I'm not sure of any good that can be done. So we'll drag this out. And we hit the shaman space. And what is it we lose? Nobody's got cubes over on the board. So we all lose an item. And everybody's going to take a paradox hit. Except Pink, who isn't there. He's got his own problems. That was brown. I'm sorry, Yellow who wasn't there. Sorry. Pink has to lose something. Pink doesn't have much left. He's got a cube. That's not Pink. He's got to start losing these, I guess. Or he could jelly. Jelly or... Oh, boy. I don't know. If I jelly... I could grab a couple paradox. That gives me 2 items to lose. But eventually I'm going to drain these suckers anyway. Let's just lose this. I think I'm going to get drained of everything that I have. And that puts us on orange. Orange is in the optimal position up here. I want to move quickly. As quickly as I can. So I'm going to boost this 1, 2, 3. We're at 5. 6. 6 is no good for us. Pink. Pink is obviously not got 6. I don't have breathing, but I'm going to have to lose 2 items for this. Yellow's not here. He's got his own problems. And brown is also not going to make that number. And that puts us back up to pink here. If I ever got around to actually mentioning, but Nate caught me out just recently on the early part of the game, the very beginning, where everybody kind of collected up goods in the must do things. If you play a 0 in those, you just pass. You can't keep experiencing them to collect up the goods. And his first note was, it's going to be a really easy trip for you. And yeah, it definitely helped out in the early part of the game because everybody had a lot of resources built up. We can just pretend they were more capable. We're seeing how tough it is now, and you know, some of the people probably have some stored up points that they're able to use because of that. Anyway. Shit. Pipe died. Oh, let's do a little bit more here. I was hoping to have my pipe in my mouth the whole time. Alright, what's up with Pink? Pink is not happy here. He's got no chance of succeeding in the challenge, but most people don't. But he's not sitting on... First of all, he doesn't have a breath. And secondly, and nobody does except Yellow. Secondly, he doesn't have a lot of useful resources, a lot of easy to sell resources. He's already used his jelly. But does he want to go slowly or quickly? If he goes slowly, it might drag Yellow into this challenging part right here. Of course, yellow's got his own problems there. But if yellow moves quickly, he might get thrown into our problem. On the other hand, moving quickly, we take less damage than anyone else. So quickly it is. We'll try to get out as fast as we can with as little harm as possible. And to tell you the truth, we're in such bad shape here as a player that we kind of feel like we just want to get it over with now. You know, if you've ever been in a situation in a game, you know you can't win. Why? It's not in your best interest to drag it out. Now, you don't want to just quit, but you become now one of the factors in the game that can lead towards its end. And what do we got here? And it's hard to tell what it means to play a card and move more quickly. So there's no real context that I can apply here. So our die roll was a -1. That means we're going to be a 4 on the difficulty factor. We fail. We're going to lose one of these. Actually, that means we lose 2 more pips, and we got nothing we can do except blow these. Yellow's not there. Brown. Brown's not succeeding. He has no breath. He'll lose one of these, and he loses another one of those. Orange, on the other hand, and yes, I could have used my jelly, but it doesn't seem worth it here. Orange, on the other hand, is sitting with enough to succeed, which means I actually get 2 of these. All right. That moves us down to yellow here with his personal card, and he doesn't have a whole lot of movement. I can do the 3-point jump. That'll help a little. I've got a challenge. My challenge number is unreadable. I think it's a 5. maybe I can see it more clearly with the special glasses. I know sometimes I can see things with them. Nah, it doesn't help, and it sure won't help you. But yeah, they're not really a part of the game so much as just a different way to experience it. All right, let's see what yellow is not going to succeed here. So we came up with a 5, but we'll let out some air. That puts us on brown, who probably wants to get out of here, as much as anyone does. If I can get to the face, okay, so we can get to the shaman drum. That's losing something. Play this. And we're all going to lose. And we'll just lose some paradox here. And poor Pink's got to lose another point because he's stuck there. And that puts our turn on orange, who can enter us into the face race. And I'm not sure if I had these in the right order, but I think I did. If I cheated, hey, so be it, you know. That's life. It really is. I could beat that drum some more, but I'd rather advance. Make sure we get there before yellow gets out, because this actually doesn't matter with yellow where they are. So, somebody succeeds and gets the 5th hour of face. Oh, he's really doing well on those, isn't he? That's 9 victory points there. He loses this. This pushes forward. This shoves forward, and everyone but yellow gets to do some resting. Well, what are my options there? It's based on the cards, right? All right. So what do I want? There has to be more mantra coming. And those are tough to get. So since I have my bonus card, what do I want to go for with mantra? It's going to be towards the end of the game. So I'm going to go for the one that gives me the most victory points. Pink gets to react here. They get to trade a card. They too could trade for mantra. It's our only way to get ahead. Do we want to go for a different kind of mantra? We are. We're going to go for an E because other people are all on different letters. If we can manage to score off of something that other people aren't, that might be the only way out of this, or the only way for us to gain on anyone. And well, we're going to mantra as well. It just seems like the thing to do, although we could pick up other things, no question. The mantra here, well, we already have the C. D is interesting because we have none of this, but I think point-wise, E is also the more advantageous of the block. Now, whose turn was that? That was Orange's turn, so we're back up at the top, I guess. We'll do another one. Ho-ho! Where do we come out? Uh-oh. Oh, we come out this way. Yeah, the board is difficult to parse for me. So we have speech bubbles. We haven't seen one of those. I'm kind of intrigued to do one. Well, we certainly want to see what it does, don't we? On the other hand, yeah, I don't particularly want to go there. I'll just spend my 1 to go to a speech bubble. And this is something new for us. We have the idea, I hear the frequency of insects. And we have a speech bubble going to cubes. Okay, so let's try to figure out how this works. Now, we're not allowed to talk, we're allowed to share with yellow. Okay. This was confusing to me. So he draws a card and refers only to the talking bubble icon. He must move his token on the talking board 1 space along the line grid towards the symbol. That's this symbol. This is pink, which I guess is this color, has moved. Now, the player then takes or loses the item shown on the grid, and it was a take, so I'm going to get a cube somewhere. What cube do I want? I don't want... The shaman just is not that valuable as far as I can see. Maybe I'm missing something. But now I get the other thing. I pick a player to hear the idea, and I move that person's talking token in an adjacent direction on the talking board. In any one direction. I can choose not to move them. Well, who do I think's doing well? I think Orange is doing too well. So I want to move them someplace bad. I could cost them some energy or a victory point. This late in the game, I think I want to hit them for a victory point. And now, what are these called? Because something, is that V? There's some case, no, that's a experience point reference card. That doesn't mention the talking card. So as we go further, the current player must select another player to hear. He does what he just did. The player hearing the idea must take or lose the item shown. Or do a paradox challenge if need be. After the effect... Oh, did I have a paradox challenge here? Because I could leave him there. No, I didn't want to leave him there. He's been spoken to. I'm going to flip him over. That's not what it's listed as. And now the current player... The hearing player becomes the new current player and repeats the above process. When selecting a player to hear, you cannot select someone who's already heard. Anyone who has a talking card in front of themselves. Do you draw a new card? Maybe that's what's supposed to happen. Let's see the example here. Tyler draws, it's gained focus, he moves his token, he moves the other person, chooses Ariel. Ariel gains a paradox. Tyler gives Ariel the talking card drawn, and she repeats. So, nobody's going to have the talking card in front of them. So there's no way that I have of recording this. And the question, of course, is, the way that's worded, if there was a way of marking, is pink marked? And I think they have to be, because otherwise they can assign it to someone else. Which means orange now has the talking card and has to move towards the cube. And he can either take a victory point or an energy. He just lost a victory point, but he'll take a victory point to replace that. And now he has to talk to the last remaining person, which is yellow. And we'll do the same to yellow, who loses their victory point and now is allowed to move as well, which doesn't look too impressive. And I'll flip this guy over because he's not involved. So I have the option of moving in either of these. I could either take an energy, which I certainly could use, or a victory point, which is what everybody else did. So might as well groupthink this. Okay. Who did that? Pink did that. This card, I think, goes away. I don't think it has any value other than that. Now we're on yellow, who's on their track, and they're kind of screwed here. They have to play a 1-point card. Now, I could boost myself, which might be a good idea. How do I boost myself? I do it by burning my jelly. Which would give me 2 nervous system energy. But I'm going to lose a nervous system energy when I hit here anyway. See, the problem is with my 1 card, I'm only going to go here, and I'm going to be affected by this, which kills... Okay, I can do that. That's not that bad. That kills me 2 energy. No big deal, I don't have any. It means my next turn I move here and I take the bad effects of that, but that's all right. I had to do that anyway. That pushes me back down to brown, who doesn't have a lot of options. I could do more talking, or I could push on further and do more talking. Well, not quite. I get to draw a card. I'm going to take, I'm not sure I want one, but I'm going to take my identity card. That puts me to orange, who has the option to take a card back or do a talking challenge. I'll stand where I am and take my card back. Over here, we'll be back with pink, and I think it's a good time to break, charge up a little bit. Well, it looks like Pinky's stuck with another talking game, and the question is, what do I want to play? I want to play the least valuable card to me. I don't have a whole hell of a lot of, like, I have no energy. Am I coming up someplace where I need it? I don't know. Can't see what's coming up, but I'm sure there's going to be another challenge. I'm just so out of it in terms of a chance of winning, though. So we'll talk. Forgetting is fun. Cultivate your ability to forget and everything is new again. And it's necessary to play games. At least solo. Okay, first we'll find yellow, who's still not involved in our talking. We'll flip him over. We're aiming for anti-paradox. I gotta find that. That's way down here. Pink has to go that way. He has really no choice. This is pink. He does have choice. He can take a challenge at 4, which he can't win, Or he could take lose a victory point. Well, they're about equal, except that I lose 2 things in the challenge. Now I get to hand that off to someone. Well, my handoff is going to push people to lose a victory point. But I'm able to go in any direction I like now, in which case I'll take a victory point. And this is not going to do much to anyone, because I can push the next guy to lose a victory point unless there's something worse. I have to, in fact. I have no option in the matter. So I'll push orange there. Orange loses a victory point. And now orange has the choice. Now he could take a cube instead, because he's allowed to move afterwards. Would he rather a cube or would he rather a victory point? He's not really in the running for this, but he might be. I'll take the victory point as well. Just end up even, and now I have to hand it off to him. I have to send him this way, which is lose a victory point. And now he has the choice of the cube or the victory point. He too will go back and grab the victory point. Not much use of all that talking. And we put this here. Now we're on yellow. Only has 1 card and is on the path. It's a 1-point path. It's going to be a challenge. Oh, I can't make it, but let's make the die roll. The die roll says my challenge is a 5. I don't make a 5. That means I lose an item, and then I lose another item. Well, I lose an energy as well. I lose an item and an energy, and I don't have any energy. So I guess I'll take a 2 paradox hit for that. That doesn't seem too terrible. And I come off here. And I've completed one of these, so I get another one of these. And they can add up to victory points. I think this is his. That puts us to brown. Brown can either stay in chat, or they can move on using their personal space. The personal space will knock us down to just this, which only gives a paradox. So if I use my identity card to go to the fire. So I'm going to stay where I am and have another chat. At this point, everybody's in this chat. Let's see what we have. Not too impressed with how these work out. This is going to go to the victory point make space, which is where we are right now. What is it? Balancing yourself can be very destabilizing. Okay. I get a victory point. And now I have the opportunity to move somewhere. I will take a cube because that sounds better than a paradox. And I'll put that over here on the face because maybe in the end I'll end up with the lead in those somehow. And now I can hand off, and really there's not much I can do. Everybody's going to be facing that same situation and that same choice. So I'm just going to shoot it off to purple because he's on top. He gets his victory point because that's what this conversation is about. And now he gets his choice of, does he want another cube or something else? I'll take the cube too. That sounds cool. Now I'm in the lead, but I'm not going to stay there because yellow is going to do the same thing. Let's make them do that. Let's make them go next. They get a victory point. And they also will take a face cube. And finally, orange is going to be handed the chat. And they get a victory point. And now what do they want? They don't particularly want a cube. Although they could push off the 2 people there if they get lucky. They can take the shaman cube. That doesn't really help anyone. I'll just take some energy. Oh wait, no, I can't just take. I have to find something. I'll just take some energy. One energy doesn't seem like a good payoff for that, but that's okay. That's all I've got. And now I'm down here, and it's Orange's turn, and they have a lose any they could go to with the 2-chit, and then keep this, and that doesn't sound bad. So we gotta lose something. We'll lose some Paradox. Whew. Gotta lose something. I think I lose my cube. Gotta lose something. Paradox is fine. Paradox is fine. And now we're back around at the top. This is not a face, but it is a changing of the letters. So we do have to worry about that a little bit. So, in order to manage, let's take a look and take Pink's turn, and that'll probably be the end of this card. Unfortunately, he doesn't have anything that gets him 1, but he gets a fire. So he has to choose. Does he want 2 energy, or does he want a block? One of them he's going to get, one he's not. Honestly, he'd be better off probably aiming for the victory conditions, because he's got like no chance of getting anything anywhere else. So I'm going to play this for movement. It slides me here, and then we'll rearrange the board in a moment while I'm off camera, perhaps. But essentially what we're going to see, oops, is these. But the difference is I'm going to fold the other side under. It goes under just fine. Okay. So for the fire, I have a card somewhere. I get a block. And I'll put that here on face. I mean, I'm second place in face, but who knows? Yellow gets their choice. Now, they don't want to take a block. Their energy situation is not good either. They're in better victory condition situation. They could take... We'll go for a C. Well, how are we coming out of this? Because we're the next person. If we spend a 2, we can get a breathe. That'll help our situation quite a bit. You can see there isn't a lot of challenge up ahead, but there's a lot of these, a lot of the mantra cards. So that's what I'm going to focus on. It wasn't expected, but I'm going to grab a C because I don't have one. Puts me to Brown. Brown is stuck with only 1 card, but he had the right card, and Orange is in the same position, having the mantra capable card. Now I have C and E. What else is terribly useful here? These are all just gems that, wisdom that you get at the end of the run, so that looks easy. Then there's this horrible, horrible run at the end. Ooh. And there's got to be there's another face here. For the 6th hour, and the 7th hour is way back there. Huh. Well, I want a mantra, and I don't know which one. I'll take... See, I already have an E. Am I likely to hit 2? It's possible, but I don't think it's vitally necessary. D... If I trigger that, that gives me some energy. Is energy that useful down here? I got these challenges. It could be. We'll pick it up. Orange gets to grab a mantra as well. They've got the C already. E seems like a good buy for them. And I think it's time to load the video up, and this is a short one, but yeah, let's load this up and I'll fold the board under. I can actually show you how easily the board folds because I can do it one-handed. That's pretty impressive, actually, that it does it so easily. All right, let's send this one up.